For the 16th ranked team in Ohio Division I. At guard, a 5'6" number 3, At guard, a 5'5" senior, number 5, Your point guard, ladies and gentlemen, a 5'6" junior, number 11, At center, a 6'3" sophomore, number 32, And at forward, a 6' senior, she's going to be the Dartmouth University, number 40, Andy Norman. Arlington is coached by Mr. Tristan and assisted by Lou Peters and Liz Van Winkle. And now, Classic fans, let's have some basketball.
It's early, folks. We'll get her under control here as we go along today.
A little coffee going here,
Yep.
and the excitement of the game will be all right.
In the white uniforms with the navy blue numerals trimmed in yellow, Upper Arlington, and the Lakota East Thunderhawks, all black uniforms, white numerals and lettering. At the center circle, Courtney Eisman at 6'3", going to jump it up and control the tip. They'll get it down the floor to Watchman, and she will put it up and in, and it is a 2-0 ball game that quickly in favor of Upper Arlington. Into the forecourt now, working the basketball. The Thunderhawks will get it on the right wing to White. Back out front with it now to Nia Thomas. Thomas going to Candace Sanderwhite. Sanderwhite going in the right corner now to Thomas. She's going to fire an 18-foot air ball. Rebound down to Andy Norman of Upper Arlington. Norman's going to bring it herself left to right into the forecourt now for the Golden Bears. On the left wing it goes to Kyle Croxton. Croxton going left wing with it to Taylor McGlade. McGlade down on the left wing to a rotating Annika Watchman. Watchman at the foul line. High on the right side with it to Taylor McGlade. Now they'll get it back once again out top side, and this is Croxton. Croxton with the basketball to Watchman, down on the right baseline after the dribble. Back out front, through it by her. Croxton trying to chase it down the back court, also trying to get there is Sam Rogers of Lakota East, and they call a jump ball as they tangle for it. She dove for it, and she was trying not to roll over and get called for traveling. And the arrow will point toward Lakota East here. With 7 minutes to play in the first quarter, it's a 2-0 Upper Arlington lead. Inbounding the basketball, Sam Rogers. Out front with it to Satterwhite. Satterwhite high on the right side. Now with it to Tristan Philpot. Philpot with the basketball, foul line extended right side to Aaron White out top. White all the way out now to the top of the key to Thomas. Thomas working there down the right side of the lane, putting it up, and it's blocked out of bounds by Courtney Eisenman. The 6'3" sophomore post for Upper Arlington. 6:46 to play, quarter number one, 2-0, Upper Arlington with the lead. Triggering in underneath now will be Lakota East Sam Rogers, high on the right side with it to Philpot. Philpot gets it back to Rogers, foul line extended right side, left end of the floor. Now dribbling out between the circles. Base of the center circle, top of the key, tries to go to the left corner, knocked away, but Thomas runs it down. Nia Thomas with the basketball for Lakota East, then travels with it under intense pressure by Kyle Croxton of Upper Arlington. 2-0 Upper Arlington, 6:32 to play. We're in the first quarter. Game 1 of 6 that you'll hear today on the voice of homescounty.com. Ball inbounded back court to Croxton. Croxton's going to shovel it off there to McGlade, and she'll bring it left to right as we look at the floor. Into the forecourt, high on the right side, down on the right wing now. This is Watchman. One dribble, back out top side to Norman. Lobs underneath. There's Eisenman, puts it up, no good, but a whistle and foul as she was working down there on Aaron White and drew the foul from White.
Good position by Eisenman and a good entry pass, and she just missed that shot. She's going to get 2 at the foul line.
White's first foul, team's first foul. Courtney Eisenman, a 6'3" sophomore at line right, puts it up, no good. She'll get another opportunity. Where's the navy blue 32 trimmed in yellow on the back of the home white uniform? The shot is up, and this one's good. Eisenman with her first point, 3-0 Upper Arlington. Coming to the forecourt now. This is Lakota East working it to Satterwhite on the left wing. She'll go cross court with it to Tristan Philpot. Back with it now to Thomas. Left corner to Rogers. Rogers high on the right side to Philpot. Philpot to Satterwhite. Right corner to White. White looks inside. Nobody home. Back out top to Rogers. High on the left side. Philpot. They work it quickly in the left corner to Nia Thomas. She's going to fire the three. No good. But Aaron White will rebound and put it back up and in for the Thunderhawks. Aaron White with her first two of the day. Now it is a 3-2 ball game. Upper Arlington with the lead, and the Rock coming into the forecourt with the basketball high on the left side. This is Croxton. Kyle Croxton, a 5'4" senior, works it to the left side to Walkman, beyond the arc, going down now low post left side to Eisenman. Turns to try to shoot it, no good, but a whistle and foul on White, and that's her second. They're not overly deep, so that's not going to be a big help to Larry Seitz' Thunderhawks. Her second, team second. And at line right, Eisenman right back there, 1 for 2 so far today. Shot is up, shot is good. Eisenman with her second point of the day makes it a 4-2 ball game. Second shot by Eisenman upcoming here as White gets replaced. The shot is up and good. Eisenman with 3, and now into the ball game is Lizzie Penzica, a 5'11" junior for the Thunderhawks. Sam Rogers trying to get to the top of the key, gets run over to Satterwhite, right side with it, long three, right wing, Philpot, and it's good. Tristan Philpot with her first basket of the day. 5-5 ball game here early on. Long pass down the floor, targeting down there. Anelka Watchman, she puts it up, no good, but a whistle and a foul before she shot the basketball. This will go against Satterwhite of Lakota East, her first, team's third. Baseline right, Watchman's going to trigger it in here. Watchman with the basketball, looking, lobbing, right of the lane, getting it to Eisenman, back out front to Croxton, high on the left side with it now. This is McGlade. McGlade on the left wing to Watchman, and a whistle, and it looks like an illegal pick inside. Going to be set by, is it 4:40? Apparently it must be 40, and 40 would be Norman. Her first, team's first, 4:58 to play in the first, 5-5 ball game. 4:55 to play in the first. Walking into the front court on the dribble for Lakota East is Sam Rogers. Rogers high on the left side, looks inside, now goes left wing with it to Penzica. Penzica high on the right with it to Philpot. Philpot going to work it back to the left wing to Penzica. She's going to try to drive on Eisenman, goes left block, throws it up, off the iron, no good. Rebound tapped out front, on the run. Watchman has it for Upper Arlington. Coming back and trying to get to her is Nia Thomas, and she'll bump and foul her on the way. Thomas with her first, fourth already on Lakota East. They are getting into foul difficulties here very early. Coming into the ball game for Upper Arlington now is Nikki Blevins, a 5'9" junior, averaging 1.3 a game, and she will replace Andy Norman. Inbound pass by Watchman, baseline right, getting it out top to Taylor McGlade between the circles. McGlade will work it on the right wing now to Croxton. Croxton has it knocked away briefly by Thomas, but regains control. Around the horn now to Blevins, now on the left wing. It will go to McGlade. McGlade out front to Watchman. Watchman high on the right side to Blevins. Blevins all the way out top to Croxton for 3, on the way, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and it will be off of Upper Arlington. Lakota East basketball. 4:14 to play. We're in the first quarter. 5-5 score here at the Perry Reese Junior Community Center. It's day 2 of the 11th Classic in the Country Challenge. Walking into the forecourt now, Sam Rogers, 5'10" sophomore for the Thunderhawks. Between the circles, down the lane, and she is bumped along the way. I think Blevins will be called for this one for Upper Arlington. And Blevins will get her first, the team's second. Ball out of bounds, baseline left, underneath her own basket. Inbounding is Rogers, out top with it now to Alicia Catron, who just came into the game for Lakota East. She's going to miss that 3, and the rebound goes down to Eisenman. Out of there quickly to McGlade. McGlade into the front court, getting the basketball now to Watchman. Watchman on the left wing to Croxton, and she tried to go inside to Eisenman, stolen away in there by Penzica. Penzica to Rogers. Rogers quickly up the floor now to Satterwhite. Satterwhite back out top with it now to Rogers. Rogers between the circles, 3:38 to play in the first quarter. It's a 5-5 ball game. Base of the center circle. Rogers works to the left side of the lane and travels with it, trying to get around the pressure of Nikki Blevins of Upper Arlington. Coming into the ball game, I should say, Abigail Crum, a 6'1" junior, giving Eisenman a break for Upper Arlington. 3:32 to play in the first, 5-5 ball game. Here's a long pass to midcourt, right into the hands of Lakota East Sam Rogers. She's going to bring it back left of the lane, kick it in the left corner. One dribble for Panzica, going to shoot an air ball 17-footer. Rebound going to come off quickly to Croxton of Upper Arlington. Front court, right wing, getting it to Watchman. Watchman lobbing high on the left side with it to Taylor McGlade. McGlade's going to back it out now, look inside to see if there's anything in there. Nothing doing. Left wing with a pass now to Blevins. Nikki Blevins with the basketball, loosely guarded there by Satterwhite of Lakota East. Around the horn out front, that is Croxton. Right wing with it now to McGlade. McGlade back out front to Watchman. Left wing with it now. This is Croxton. Couple of dribbles. Gets it off left of the lane to McGlade. Out front with it to Blevins. Good defense by Lakota East. Now they'll get it to Watchman. She's going to drive from the right wing, put it up, missed the shot. Rebound underneath, comes up to Crum. Crum in the paint, gets it to McGlade. Fade away from 7, no good. Rebound battled for, and Rogers got it in her hands, but stepped on the end line out of bounds. It will be Upper Arlington ball. Andy Norman, 6-foot senior, back in, coming out as Croxton for Upper Arlington. They came in at 13-1. Lakota East at 7-5. Both teams unranked so far. In the right corner, Andy Norman. Norman with it, high on the right side, McGlade. McGlade on the right wing to Watchman. Watchman's going to work her way back down the right side of the lane, go to the basket. Shot blocked there by Satterwhite. Rebound comes down to Panzica, and a whistle and a foul, I believe, on Watchman of Upper Arlington. Watchman's first, team's third. Ball out of bounds to Lakota East, who will check in Jasmine Pearl, a 5'8 junior, to replace Satterwhite. Back baseline, that's baseline right as we look at the floor. Tristan Philpot will inbound to Rogers. Looks like a little three-quarter court pressure upcoming here for Upper Arlington. Rogers back to Philpot. Philpot across the timeline, high on the left side, met by McGlade. Bounces it right side to Rogers, down in the right corner with it now. They will get it to Pearl, who gets it back to Rogers, who puts it up and puts it in. Sam Rogers with her first 2 of the day. It's 7-5 now, Lakota East. In the front court, in the left corner, Watchman with a 3 ball on the way. No good, and a whistle and foul. And I believe Andy Norman is going to climb it back, and that is her second for Upper Arlington. 4th on the team, but certainly when you're headed for Dartmouth player has to sit down this early in the game, you've got some problems if you're Upper Arlington, as they will bring in Giovanna Paradiso, a 5'8 freshman. And she needs to tie a shoe here before we can get going. 2:11 to play in the first, 7-5 Lakota East. Lakota East 7-5, Upper Arlington 13-1. This is the reason you played the games right here.
That's right, and you should always tie your shoes when you come out, before you come out of the locker room. Right?
But you'd make a good coach.
I told you that this morning to make sure you tied your shoes. And
I did. Now in the back court, Lakota East almost throws it away as it's almost picked off by Blevins, but getting it back to Satterwhite, who's back in the ballgame. Drops it off underneath the Pearl. Pearl puts it up, misses the shot. Out of there with the rebound, a Watchman. Annika Watchman into the front court, down on the right wing with a long pass to Blevins. Out front to Watchman, high on the left side to McGlade. McGlade for the Golden Bears, going to gun it on the left wing now to Blevins. Blevins going to drive to the left elbow and dump it back in the left corner to nobody, but running it down is Watchman. Watchman back out front to McGlade, high on the right side to Blevins. Blevins top of the key, left wing with it to Watchman. Annika Watchman going to the line, to the lane, tried to bounce a pass inside that goes off the leg of Lizzie Panzica. They stop for kicking the ball, and it will be Upper Arlington's ball underneath. Courtney Eisenman going to get back in there for Upper Arlington. Abigail Crum will get a break. Minute 35 to play in the first. 7-5, the Thunderhawks leading the Golden Bears here. Baseline right, inbounding will be Watchman. Watchman looking, Watchman looking, Watchman looking. Out front with it to McGlade. McGlade high on the right side. McGlade to the top of the key, to the left elbow. Veers left wing. Back out top side with it to Blevins. Underneath, wide open on the right block is Eisenman. It's up, it's in, and getting there late to Fowler in the process is Nia Thomas of Lakota East. Thomas gets her second, team's 5th. So both teams experiencing a little foul difficulty here early. And coming in for Lakota East will be Akina Azuka. 1:27 to play first quarter, 7-7 ball game. Shot by Eisenman, in and out, no good. Rebound down to Kim Bloomer, a 5'10 sophomore who's in there now for Lakota East. To Satterwhite, high on the right side, 7-7 game. Now on the left side, here's a 3 ball by Alicia Catron, no good. Rebound underneath by Akuna, and a whistle and a foul. Akina Azuna is fouled on the putback attempt. It goes against Annika Watchman, her second, team's 5th. And again, slowly but surely, both teams working themselves into a ringer here when it comes down to the foul situation. Azuka's shot is up and no good. Akina will get another opportunity. Akina Azuka, a 5'8 freshman for Lakota East. Next shot on the way by Azuna, no good. Rebound comes down to Eisenman. Eisenman will get the ball to McGlade with 1:07 to play in the first quarter. It's a 7-7 ball game. Between base of the center circle, bouncing it high on the left side to Eisenman. Knocked away there by Asuka, but it gets back in the hands of Eisenman, and she will get it to Blevins. High on the right side, works it back out between the circles to Eisenman. Eisenman, right of the lane to Paradiso. Paradiso high on the left side with it to McGlade. McGlade now getting it to Carolyn Mead, a 5'7" junior who's in there for Upper Arlington. The Blevins around on the left side. This is McGlade firing a 3 off the left wing, no good. Rebound Satterwhite. Satterwhite coming back into the forecourt, bouncing it on the right wing. Foul line extended right side to Catron. Out top with it now to Pearl. Pearl on the left wing to Bloomer. Bloomer tries to go take it back out front to Catron, knocked away, but Catron ran it down, and then she almost throws it by Bloomer in the middle of the court, out by the center circle. Bloomer picks it up, gets the ball on the near side now to Pearl. Pearl going to the left wing. Upper Arlington turning up the pressure right now, and going to the hoop is Pearl. Shot blocked by Eisenman. Rebound comes down to Paradiso. And into the forecourt, here's McGlade. McGlade going left corner with it to Mead. Mead, one dribble out top side to McGlade. As the quarter ends, they don't get a shot away. 7-7 our score after one. Upper Arlington and Lakota East on the voice of HolmesCounty.com. Stay connected. Ball game. We go to the second quarter. Let's go to Fuzz Mackey and get the second quarter or first quarter team numbers. Fuzz.
3-pointers in the first quarter. Upper Arlington 0 for 3. Lakota East 1 for 4. 2-point shots. Upper Arlington made 2 of 5. Lakota East was 2 of 8. At the free throw line, Upper Arlington was 3 for 5. Lakota East 0 for 2. 8 rebounds for Upper Arlington, 9 for Lakota East. 4 turnovers for Upper Arlington, 3 for Lakota East.
Upper Arlington gets the ball to start the second quarter. They try to go inside and throw the ball away. Taken away by Nia Thomas of Lakota East. Into the front court quickly to Tristan Philpot. High on the right side to Rogers. Sam Rogers at the top of the key between the circles. Will work the basketball and set the offense here for the Thunderhawks. On the left corner with a pass now, getting it down to Alicia Catron. Catron on the right wing to Philpot, in there with Thomas, Panzica, and Rogers. Out by the center circle, picking up her dribble, Philpot. She's in a lot of trouble, and she traveled with it. She was trying to step away from the pressure and couldn't get it done. 7:22 to play in the second quarter. 7-7 score here. And inbounding will be Upper Arlington after Meade checks out of the ball game, and Croxton checks back in. So it's Paradiso. McGlade with the basketball right now. Now to Eisenman, and they are in there with Blevins and Croxton. Left side to Croxton. She can take a long 3 out front off the back iron, no good. Rebound comes down to the Thunderhawks' Lizzie Panzica. Into the front court, Rogers long pass, getting it ahead there, and a whistle and a foul as Alicia Catron tried to take it to the hoop. And that will go against Giovanni Paradiso. Paradiso will get her first, the team 6th. And at line left, shooting 2 will be Alicia Catron. Puts it up and puts it in. Catron's first point of the day. She'll get another opportunity here. Second shot is up and good. Catron with 2. Here comes Andy Norman with the 2 fouls back in, and Nikki Blevins out for Upper Arlington. And Upper Arlington now trailing in the game again, 9-7. Into the forecourt, Norman going to be picked up loosely by Sam Rogers, going left wing, threw it away. Stolen away there by Catron. Catron in the front court to Rogers, left wing. She wants to go to the basket, and she's bumped as she tries to get to the baseline. She will be fouled on the blocking foul by Croxton. And it will be a 1-and-1. Now that being the 7th foul on Upper Arlington. That's her first. Line left, this is Sam Rogers. Rogers, the 5'10 sophomore, puts it up and puts it in. Rogers, a 65% free throw shooter on the year. Satterwhite's going to check back in. Thomas out for the Thunderhawks. Another opportunity for Sam Rogers in a 10-7 ball game led by Lakota East. She can add to that lead right here. It's in the air, and it's good. Rogers with 4. Mark Lonsinger, Fuzz Mackey with you this morning. If you're with us, feel free to drop us an email. Let us know where you're listening and with whom today. Mark at thevoiceofholmescounty.com, M-A-R-K. High on the left side front court, Croxton with the ball for Upper Arlington to the right elbow. Bouncing it in the lane, almost threw it by Norman. Norman flagged it down, then she almost threw it away, trying to get it to the left wing to Eisenman, but Eisenman ran it down. On the left wing, she will hand it to McGlade. McGlade in the left corner to Norman, knocked away from her by Rogers and out of bounds. And you know, right now, Upper Arlington was as much as anything just getting out hustled by Lakota East.
Yeah, since early on in the first quarter, Lakota East defense has really picked up.
Out front with it now, between the circles, this is McGlade. McGlade. And Lakota East really cutting off all the passing and dribbling lanes for Upper Arlington. Left wing with it to Norman. Norman back out front. Left wing to McGlade. McGlade gets around the defense, left of the lane, 17-foot jumper, no good. Rebound, Eisenman back up, no good, but a whistle and foul. Rogers looks to be the perpetrator here. And Rogers will get the foul on Sam Rogers, her first, team 6. We have 6:02 to go in the second quarter, 11-7 in favor of Lakota East. And at line right now, this will be Courtney Eisenman. The 6'3 sophomore sends it airward and drops it on the front of the iron, no good.
3 for 6 at the foul line early on here in the first half. She's been to the foul line a lot.
Another opportunity, flips it up, this one's good. Eisenman has 6 points in the game. It's 11-8 in favor of Lakota East. Into the front court, bringing it up the floor, Tristan Philpot, right side to Satterwhite. Going all the way to the baseline, little runner with the right hand off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound underneath, flipped back up and in by Lizzie Panzica, the 5'11 junior. Kind of under the basket, flipped it up with the right hand and got it to bounce on the rim and drop through. 13-8 now in favor of Lakota East. Into the forecourt. This is Upper Arlington working the ball on the right side to McGlade. McGlade to Croxton in the corner, works her way back to the right side of the lane, and on the run, puts it up from about 8, and it's good. Croxton's first 2 of the afternoon, 13-10, Lakota East quickly into the front court now. Lakota East will get it down underneath to Lizzie Panzica off the assist by Alicia Creighton, or Catron rather, and Panzica with back-to-back hoops makes it 15-10. Front court, Upper Arlington, Eisenman. Gets it to Croxton, left corner with it now to Norman, backs off and fires a 3 that comes up short, got her own rebound, right back to the basket, puts it up and in. Norman had it come right back to her and she took it right back to the hoop. 15-12, Lakota East, 4:52 to play in the second quarter. Out front, Rogers down the lane, kicks it left corner. There's an 18-foot shot up and in by Panzica, and she has connected on 3 straight baskets now, and she has 6 in the game. 17-12, Lakota East, 4:39 to play in the second quarter. McGlade brings it front court, works it high on the left side to Eisenman. Eisenman against Panzica, looks inside at the cutter. Nothing there, so she goes right side of the key, out beyond the arc to McGlade, who fires the 3. It's no good, and the rebound out of bounds will be last touched by Sam Rogers of Lakota East. 4:21 to play. We're in the second quarter. Here comes Blevins back in for Upper Arlington. Theodosios coming out. Also, Annika Watchman is back in the ball game, replacing McGlade. And Abigail Crum, a 6'1 junior, comes in for Eisenman for Upper Arlington. Satterwhite, Panzica, Jasmine Pearl, Akina Azuka in there for Lakota East. And Sam Rogers just got a break as they took her out. Down the lane, little too many steps there for Upper Arlington's Croxton. I think she kind of got herself spinning there and never really got to the shot point. 4:08 to play in the second. 17-12 in favor of Lakota East. Into the front court. They try to go to a backdoor move to Satterwhite. Stolen away there by Blevins. Blevins long pass down the floor to Norman to the basket. It's up, no good, because it's blocked out of bounds by Lakota East. I think Pearl got a hand on it for the, no, actually it was Philpot who blocked it. Philpot got a hand on it. Thank you, instant replay.
We need to rig that up all the time.
Left of the lane to Norman. Norman with the basketball out on the left wing. Looks at the cutter, nothing doing down the left side of the lane. Now going to hand it to the cutter who comes around to get it. That is Watchman. Watchman right of the lane, shooting the ball. Crum, after taking the pass, put it up, no good, and then a whistle and a foul, I believe, on Blevins, going over the back, trying to get the rebound. Nikki Blevins is second, team's eighth, and again, all these key players here getting into some trouble foul-wise for Upper Arlington. You've got Watchman with 2, Norman with 2, Blevins with 2. And line left will be Jasmine Pearl putting it up and putting it in. 18-12 now, Jasmine Pearl's first point of the day. Kim Bloomer's back in the ball game as well for Lakota East. The shot is up and in. Pearl with 2. It's 19-12. The Thunderhawks, 3:43 to play. Second quarter, coming to the forecourt now. With the ball high on the right side, this is Watchman. Watchman works to the right wing, bounces it out front to Blevins, hands it there to Croxton. Now in the right corner, it goes to Watchman. Dribbles to the right elbow, flips it out front, top of the key to Norman. Couple of dribbles, backs off, shoots the 3, and scores. Norman with 5. It's a 19-15 game in favor of Lakota East. 3:20 to play, first half. Into the front court, Nia Thomas. Thomas down the lane. On the left, the baseline, gets it to Bloomer, who shoots the 15-footer, no good, and then a whistle and foul as they battle for the rebound. And I believe Akina Azuka is over the back. And there'll be a 1-and-1 at the other end on Akina Azuka. That is number 1. Team foul number 7 on Lakota East. Coach Sykes having a word with the official. And obviously not in agreement with that call. Line right, it will be Nikki Blevins, a 5'9" junior, who puts it up and puts it in. Blevins with her first point of the day gets Upper Arlington a point closer, trailing 19-16 now. Next opportunity in the air, in and out, no good. Rebounds wide to Bloomer. Bloomer of Lakota East up the far side to Satterwhite. Satterwhite to the right wing and then drops a hook pass on the right block to Pearl, and she's fouled under there. Blocking foul on Blevins, and that's her third. Blevins' third, team's 9th. She's going to get a break. So Eisenman is ready to come back in the ball game for Upper Arlington. Catron and Panzica ready to come in. Also coming in for Upper Arlington is Paradiso and McGlade, with Blevins, Gate Crum, and Watchman coming out. Meanwhile, Philpot and Thomas leave for Lakota East. Line left, Jasmine Pearl, the 5'8" junior, with another opportunity, will put it up and put it in. Jasmine with 3. It's 20-16 in favor. Check that. That was her first shot. This is her second shot. Back iron, no good. Rebound tapped around. It comes down to Catron. Catron goes to Bloomer. Left block, tried to put it up. Shot blocked by Norman. Rebounded by Norman. Norman coming back the other way. Long pass into the front court, down in the left corner. Here's a 3-ball on the way by Croxton, no good. Rebound underneath is tied up. Eisenman and Azuka. And the arrow points to Upper Arlington. Rogers in, Pearl out. For Lakota East. 2:50 to play, second quarter. I guess the arrow pointed the other way. Now they've got it switched around, so they'll give the ball to Lakota East. Sam Rogers will bring it across the timeline with her team, Lakota East, leading 20-16. Down the lane, right side on the baseline from 12, but Azuka puts it up and in. Akina Azuka's first 2 of the day. Norman gets it in against the pressure to McGlade. McGlade far side, veers back to the middle of the floor, all the way to the right wing in the forecourt. McGlade out top to Norman. Norman to the left elbow. Norman's going to turn to the foul line, then put up the jumper off the front iron, no good. Rebound underneath Eisenman. Eisenman back out front to McGlade. Taylor McGlade all the way to the right block to the baseline. tried to shoot a pass over in the left corner that was knocked out of bounds by Lakota East. Intended target was Watchman. Norman with the 2 fouls will come out with 2:12 to play in the second quarter. They'll protect her a little bit and bring in Caroline Mead. Far side corner, right into the floor. Paradiso will bring it into McGlade out front. McGlade works it back on the left wing now to Croxton. Croxton, left wing to Mead after she brought it out front. Mead has one dribble, left elbow to Paradiso. Paradiso down the lane, stolen away nicely by Satterwhite. Satterwhite double dribbled it after she made the steal. She got it caught up on her knee. And so it will come back now the other way to Upper Arlington. Minute 57 to play, second quarter, 22-16 in favor of the Thunderhawks. Panzikas coming back in, Bloomer coming out for Lakota East. Here's McGlade. McGlade, base of the center circle, right into the floor. A couple of dribbles to the top of the key. Going right wing with it now to Croxton. Croxton inside to Paradiso. Then down on the right block, they'll go to Eisenman and up and in. Eisenman with 8, 22-18, Lakota East. Front court Satterwhite to the top of the key, high on the right side to Rogers. Rogers on the right wing now to Catron. Catron in the right corner to Satterwhite. Satterwhite behind the back dribble, right of the lane, going to back it off to the right wing, then head back toward the baseline. Little runner with the right hand, good. Satterwhite's first 2 of the day. 24-18, Lakota East, a minute 16 to play in the second. Backcourt, McGlade. Behind the back dribble, brings it up the floor, crosses the timeline in the middle of the floor. Right wing with a pass to Mead. Mead with Azuka really playing the D and a little bit too aggressively as it turns out because the whistle blows and Azuka gets the foul. Her second foul, team's 8th foul. And Tristan Philpot is in, Azuka will come out. Minute 4 to play in this first half. It's 24-18, Lakota East. Line right, Caroline Mead will do the shooting for Upper Arlington. Mead eyes it, flips it up there, back iron no good, rebound Paradiso. Paradiso trying to put it up, nowhere to go, kicks it on the right wing to McGlade, takes it out front, shoots a 3 that's blocked by Satterwhite. Rebound comes down to Panzica, to Rogers, and now up the floor to Satterwhite on the right wing, going down to the right baseline with a runner, it is in, and let's see if it's on the drive or on the shot. It counts, it will be and 1 for Satterwhite. At line left, Satterwhite with 4 points now, 26-18 in favor of Lakota East. 50.4 seconds to play in the second quarter. The shot is on the way, off the back iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Eisenman. Eisenman gets it out of there to McGlade. McGlade on the right-hand dribble into the forecourt. Between the circles now for Upper Arlington. They trail by 8, biggest lead of the day for the Thunderhawks. High post right side to Paradiso. Lobs inside for Eisenman. Got it away from Panzica, missed her shot, but then got her rebound, and Eisenman followed it up with a basket. She has 10. Into the front court, 28 seconds to play, 26-20 Lakota East. Left corner Panzica from 18, no good. Rebound underneath Catron, and a whistle and foul against Upper Arlington. This will go against Taylor McGlade. McGlade with her first, team's 10th, a double bonus situation here for Alicia Catron. The first is up and good. She has 3, 27-20 in favor of Lakota East. Andy Norman's going to come back in for the final 23 seconds. Coming out will be Paradiso. And a Watchman will come in, replacing Mead. Line left, another opportunity upcoming for the 5'9 junior, Alicia Catron. Free throw is off the back iron, no good. Rebound Norman, 21 seconds to play in the half. Gets it to McGlade. McGlade will bring it to the forecourt against Philpot. Right wing with it. And to Norman, lobs to Eisenman, left block, little fade over the iron, no good. Rebound down to Panzica, 4 seconds. Into the front court to Sam Rogers, 3 ball at the buzzer, off the iron, no good, and that'll do it. 27-20 Lakota East leading Upper Arlington as we take the break here at halftime. And we will come back and give you the first half numbers here momentarily on the voiceofholmescounty.com in game 1 of day 2 of Classic in the Country Challenge. Stay connected.
Good morning. This morning for a game, I need
27-20, Lakota East leading here at halftime. They led Well, they didn't lead at the end of one. It was tied up 7-7, one of two ties in the first quarter, 5 and 7. And they forged the 7-point lead with a pretty strong second quarter. All right, let's take a look at the scoring so far. And for Lakota East, we told you nobody averages in double figures, and that's reflective in the score sheet. Lizzie Panzica did knock down 6 points to lead the way, the 5'11 junior forward. And then rounding it out, you had 4 points apiece from Candace Satterwhite and Sam Rogers, 3 apiece from Alicia Catron and Tristan Philpot and Jasmine Pearl, and then 2 apiece from Erin White and Akina Azuka. And there's your 27 for Lakota East. For Upper Arlington, Courtney Eisenman with a big first half. The 6'3 sophomore had 10 points in the first half, and she got those on 3 of 5 from the floor and 4 of 7 from the line. Then rounding it out, not a whole lot more. Andy Norman came in averaging 13. She has 5 at the half. 2 apiece for Kyle Croxton and Annika Watchman, and 1 for Nikki Blevins. And there is the total of 20 for Upper Arlington. 27-20, Lakota East with the lead. Let's go over to Fuzz Mackey and get the first half team numbers. Fuzz?
Thanks, Mark. 3-pointers in that first half. Upper Arlington was 1 for 9 for 11%. Lakota East made 1 of 5 for 20%. 2-point shots, Upper Arlington made 6 of 16 for 38%. Lakota East 8 of 18 for 44%. At the foul line, Upper Arlington 5 for 9, 56%. Lakota East 8 of 13 for 62%. 8 turnovers for Upper Arlington, 6 for Lakota East, and Upper Arlington out-rebounded Lakota East 19-18.
Leading rebounder in the first half for Lakota East, Lizzie Panzica. She had 5 rebounds, and for Upper Arlington, 6 by Courtney Eisenman leads the way. It really looked, as much as anything else, Fuzz, like the increased defensive pressure by Lakota East, particularly in the half court, really unsettled Upper Arlington a little bit and kind of took them out of their offensive flow for most of that second quarter.
Yeah, both teams ran into a little bit of foul trouble in the first half, and I think probably had to choose a different rotation than what they normally do.
And when you take a look at the foul situation, anything goes here in the second half, because you've got Norman with 2 for Upper Arlington, and also Blevins off the bench with 3, and Watchman with 2. And then on the other side of the coin, Erin White has 2. We didn't see much of her after the first quarter on, because she got those really, really early for Lakota East, and Nia Thomas with 2. So it may be a battle of survival in terms of who's left to play the game if that foul situation continues for both teams.
Yeah, and Lizzie Panzica came off the bench and did such a fine job for Lakota East in that first half when the foul trouble happened, and that was a big key to this run that they put on to take the lead.
Rest of the day's schedule. Up next, we'll have Cincinnati Mount Notre Dame. Scott Rogers back as their head coach. Talked with him this morning. And one of the great good guys, John Cahill, will coach Clyde. They just lost their point guard with a torn ACL, so we'll get a chance to see them scramble a little bit today. Game 3 of the day, Westchester Lakota West against North Canton Hoover. That should be a tussle this afternoon. Mason, number 1 in Division I, takes on Toledo Notre Dame at 5:15 this afternoon. In game 12, it'll be Toledo Rogers against Wadsworth, and that's the 5th game of today. And then the 13th game of the Classic and the 6th and final game for today will be Kettering Fairmont against Solon. Just about ready to resume play here. And Upper Arlington will clear the huddle with Taylor McGlade, Annika Watchman, Courtney Eisenman, Kyle Croxton, and Andy Norman. For Lakota East, they'll send out to start the second half Erin White back in there after the 2 early fouls. Nia Thomas, Candace Satterwhite, Sam Rogers, and Tristan Philpot. Upper Arlington inbounding to start the half. They'll get it into McGlade. McGlade will bring it right to left as we look at the floor here at the Perry Reese Junior Community Center. Game 1 of the second day here at Classic and the Country Challenge. High on the right side, this is Norman going all the way under on the left block looking for Eisenman, but threw that one too tall for even Eisenman, and it's out of bounds to Lakota East. Again, in the half court, Upper Arlington has struggled a bit against Lakota East in this one. 27-20, the Thunderhawks, and they own the rock. Coming into the forecourt, this is Rogers, right wing to Thomas. Thomas down to the right baseline, working there on Croxton. Out front, high on the right side, this is Satterwhite going to the basket, putting it up, no good. Got her own rebound, back up and in. Nice job by Satterwhite to stay with it, and she has 6 points, and Lakota East leads by 9. Backcourt, Norman gets it to McGlade. McGlade will bring it right to left into the forecourt for the Golden Bears. Base of the center circle, working at top of the key. Left side with it now to Croxton. Croxton on the left wing to Watchman. Watchman going to the paint, putting it up. Shot blocked by Satterwhite. Rebound comes down to Tristan Philpot. To Rogers into the forecourt, lobbing on the left baseline to Satterwhite. In the left corner to Philpot for three. On the way, no good. Eisenman will rebound for Upper Arlington. Eisenman's outlet passes to McGlade. McGlade will bring it into the forecourt for Upper Arlington, trailing by 9, 29-20, 6:46 to play in the third quarter. Bringing it high on the left side now to Andy Norman. Norman with the ball down in the left corner to Croxton, and Croxton, yes, and back out front to Watchman, who will fire the three and hit the three. Watchman with 5, make it 29-23 now. Lakota East by 6. Rogers into the forecourt for the Thunderhawks. Rogers to the foul line, to the lane, down the left side of the lane, went to flip it out front and didn't find anybody. It's going to be stolen by Watchman of Upper Arlington all the way back to the basket. A right-hand layup good, and all of a sudden now they close the gap to 4. 29-25 Lakota East. Into the front court, Rogers again, and Lakota East a little shaken here to start the third quarter. With the basketball, Rogers. Rogers going left corner to Satterwhite. Satterwhite high on the right side to Rogers. Again, that's the left side actually. Down the left side of the lane, she'll put it up. No good. Rebound. White back up. It's in. She's fouled, and it will count. Erin White draws the foul on Eisenman. That's her first, and White with 4 points now makes it 31-25 in favor of the Thunderhawks. Line right, White's free throw is up, no good off the back iron. Rebound, Satterwhite hustles for it on the left baseline. Tries to get it outside, pass blocked by Watchman, but it comes up to White. White now to Philpot, high on the right side to Rogers. Rogers will work the basketball, waving everybody into their respective positions in the half-court offense. She's between the circles, top of the key, down the left side of the lane. In the left corner to Philpot, back with it to Rogers, left of the lane, turns on Norman, goes to the basket, puts it up off the side of the backboard, no good, got her own rebound, right back to the hoop, put it up again with the right hand, no good. Rebound Eisenman, Upper Arlington. Hands to McGlade. McGlade coming into the forecourt, right to left as we look at the floor. McGlade at the bottom of the center circle. High on the left side to Norman. Norman gets it behind her now to Croxton, top of the key. This is Watchman for three, good. Watchman once again warming up here with her second three of this half, and she has 10 in the ball game. 31-28, Upper Arlington back within 3. Here come the Thunderhawks and Nia Thomas. Thomas fouled as a steal attempt is made by Croxton of Upper Arlington. Her second, team's second of the second half. 4:58 to play in the third, 31-28 Thunderhawks. Good first game here in day 2. Lakota East looks to get it in. They do to Satterwhite high on the left side against Watchman. Satterwhite at the top of the key, down the right side of the lane, knocked away briefly, comes up to Croxton, now to Watchman, and Watchman will bring it back for Upper Arlington. High on the right side, working it now in the right corner, Norman with a long three, no good. Rebound to Rogers of Lakota East. Rogers out of there on the dribble left to right, quickly in the front court, long pass to Erin White, hits her in stride, left-hand layup, no good. Rebound comes down to Rogers, right back up and in. Sam Rogers with 6, 33-28 Thunderhawks. Here's McGlade now for Upper Arlington against Philpot coming into the forecourt, high on the right side. McGlade will work the basketball now. Well, wanted to go to Norman out front, wasn't there. Right wing with it instead to Watchman. Back to McGlade, out front to Croxton. One dribble left side to Norman. Norman with the ball, top the key. Watchman again for three, off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound to the right wing to McGlade, goes inside nicely to Eisenman, who puts it up and puts it in. A dozen for Eisenman. Halfway through the third quarter, 33-30, Lakota East by 3. Upper Arlington's fans getting their charges excited a little bit here. Satterwhite down in the right corner, Philpot for three, no good. Weak side rebound, pulled down there by Croxton of Upper Arlington. To Eisenman, now to McGlade. McGlade will bring the basketball right to left into the forecourt, across the timeline, veering to the top of the key, to the line, to the lane, to the basket. No, but a whistle and a foul. This will go against Philpot, her first, team's first of the second half, and Sam Rogers, Taylor McGlade for Upper Arlington. At line left, it's up and good. McGlade's first point of the afternoon cuts this to a 2-point advantage. Here's Pansika back into the ball game, Jasmine Pearl back into the game, and here's the third one. Shot is up and good by McGlade. It's a 1-point game. McGlade with 2. Lakota's lineup right now. Lakota East has Nia Thomas in there. Jasmine Pearl, Philpot. Catron was the other one that came in, along with Panzica. High on the right side, Philpot will work the basketball between the circles against McGlade under pretty serious defensive pressure. Right side with it to Catron, down in the right corner with it to Thomas. Wrap around pass to White. White on the left wing, Philpot all alone. 3, good! Philpot was left alone and she made them pay. She has 6. Right back to a 4-point advantage for Lakota East, 36-32, 3:05 to play in the third quarter. Into the front court now. High on the right side, McGlade going right wing with it to Watchman. Watchman back out to McGlade between the circles. High on the left side to Blevins. Nikki Blevins with 3 fouls back in the ballgame for Upper Arlington. Croxton to Watchman for 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound comes off to Crum, Abigail Crum. Now high on the right side, McGlade for 3, no good. Rebound underneath to Watchman, right back up and in. Watchman with a dozen, 36-34. Timeout, Lakota East. The Thunderhawks by 2, but a little bit rattled here. 2:37 to play in the third on The Voice. Stay connected, and thanks for being with us today. Heavy. I think as much as anything to stop doing things you can't do and just do what you can do. You were doing just fine until you kind of veered away from the game plan a little bit here.
Yeah, he at times he's very, very patient on the bench, just watching what's going on when it looks like things are blowing up, and then all of a sudden he makes a move, and it'll be interesting to see how they respond coming out of this timeout.
Hey, you don't have to tell him this ain't the NBA. He already knows, right?
That's right.
This is the teaching place. This is where it happens. All right, into the forecourt with the basketball, Philpot for Lakota East. Out of the timeout, right corner with it. It'll be Catron with a 3 ball and good. See, it's all you do. You just take the timeout, tell them to go get you a 3, and
that's the play I'd have drew up.
39-34 in favor of the Thunderhawks. Upper Arlington not ready to go home yet. They'll get the ball around on the left wing to Croxton. Croxton out front to Watchman. She's been hot, a 3 on the way, but this one's short. She hit a couple early and has missed the last 3 or 4, and this ball goes out of bounds off Upper Arlington. It will come over to Lakota East. Mount Notre Dame and Clyde, that should be a dandy coming up next. And you're going to hear them all right here on The Voice throughout the course of the weekend. All right, they're going to switch everybody around here. So Philpot, Rogers, Panzica, Catron, and Satterwhite for Lakota East as they come into the forecourt. McGlade, Blevins, Eisenman, Norman, and Croxton for Upper Arlington. And as Satterwhite tries to make a move to the right side of the key, she is bumped and fouled by Blevins, and that is number 4 on her. 3rd on the team, but more importantly, Blevins going to be done for a while. Giovanni Paradiso coming back in. Rogers to inbound, hash mark near side, right into the floor in front of her own bench. Into Satterwhite, back to Rogers. Rogers now between the circles, waving everybody into position here. Lakota East up 39-34. They go to Satterwhite, right of the lane. She's going to bring it back out to the right elbow. Slipped and went to her knees, maintained the dribble. Nicely done by Satterwhite. Cross court with it high on the left side to Rogers. I don't know if she works on that all summer, but it sure looks like it. High on the right side with it now to Philpot. Philpot high post right side, getting it to Panzica. Over to Rogers, drives the left baseline up, no good. Rebound Eisenman. Eisenman out of there quickly to Norman. Norman long pass up the far side, right to left front court. Croxton 3 ball on the way, no good. Rebound Rogers of Lakota East. Coming back quickly, game picking up in intensity now. Into the forecourt, they get it to Satterwhite. She's going to go to the hole, put it up and in. Satterwhite with 8, 41-34.
Very quick.
Yeah. That pace picked up really quickly. Right corner Croxton. Croxton's going to drive, put it up on the run, off the iron, no good. Rebound tapped out of bounds. Rogers touched it last for Lakota East. Here comes Watchman back in the ballgame. Croxton out for Upper Arlington. 50.7 seconds to play in the third. 41-34 the score in favor of Lakota East. Ball inbounded right corner to Norman. High on the right side with it. to McGlade, back in the right corner to Watchman, out front Norman for 3, and she buried it. Norman with 8 now, and it's 41-37. Lakota East with the lead and the ball, 35 seconds to play. We're in the third quarter. To the line, to the lane, on the run. Rogers' left-hand shot off the front iron, no good. Rebound Paradiso. Paradiso to McGlade for Upper Arlington. Coming into the forecourt now on the dribble. 24 seconds to play in the third quarter. Right corner with, this is Watchman driving, kicking it in the paint to Eisenman. Up and in. Nicely done again by Watchman, 41-39. And quickly, that 7-point lead is 2. 12 seconds to play in the third quarter. Lakota East will try to add to it here in the final 8 seconds. High on the right side, Rogers getting a pick out front. Now Rogers right corner with it. Shot on the way by Catron, off the iron with 1 second, no good. Paradiso rebounds it for Upper Arlington, and that's the end of the third quarter. We go to the fourth. We got a dandy. Lakota East 41, Upper Arlington 39 on the voice of HolmesCounty.com. Stay connected. We're getting ready to start. Lakota East will get the ball. They're up 41-39. Fuzz Mackey has the third quarter team numbers. Fuzz?
In that third quarter on 3-point shots, Upper Arlington 3 of 9, Lakota East 2 of 5. 2-point shots, Upper Arlington 4 for 6, Lakota East 4 for 11. Upper Arlington 2 for 2 at the foul line. Lakota East was 0 for 1. 10 rebounds for Upper Arlington, 9 for Lakota East. 1 turnover for Upper Arlington, 2 for Lakota East.
Catron takes a three-pointer out of the left corner to start this period. Missed it. Rebound Norman of Upper Arlington. She's going to take it the length of the floor. Running right-hand shot over the iron, no good. And Akina Azuka rebounds it for Lakota East. Now to Rogers. 7:38 to play in the fourth quarter. Rogers coming into the forecourt, high on the right side, bouncing it on the right wing. Getting it to Philpot. Now to Azuka. Trying to hit coming down the lane. Thomas threw it by her, and it's going to come up to Watchman. Watchman's kind of all over the place for Upper Arlington. Out front with it now to McGlade. Wide open was Norman in the corner. They couldn't get it to her, so they'll get it to Watchman for 3, and she'll bury it. That isn't the way they planned it necessarily, but Watchman with 15 points now, and she continues to burn up the nets now with the 3 ball. She hit a couple and then went cold for a little bit, and now she's back in the groove. High on the right side, 42-41. That basket gave Upper Arlington the lead. Now Lakota East trying to get it back, and as a pass is made by Philpot and knocked away by Paradiso on the baseline, Philpot caught it and went out of bounds with it. Azuka will come out, Thomas will come out, so you have Catron, Satterwhite, Philpot, White, and Rogers in there for Lakota East. McGlade, Eisenman, Norman. High on the left side, Paradiso, and now with it to Watchman for Upper Arlington. Out front, Norman fakes the 3, down the lane, runner with the right hand, up no good. Rebound battle for underneath, out of bounds, off of Catron. It will be Upper Arlington ball. 6:38 to play in the fourth, 42-41 Upper Arlington. A 3-pointer by Annika Watchman just gave them the lead. And out is Paradiso, back in is Croxton for Upper Arlington. Arlington 13-1 coming in. 7-5 for Lakota East. High on the left side, foul line extended left side, Norman. Down in the left corner now. Left baseline trying to drive across the baseline with a pass in the right corner to Watchman, to McGlade. Out front to Croxton for 3, and Croxton with 5 now, and all of a sudden Upper Arlington starting to take control of the basketball game. They're up 45-41, and they have scored 11 straight points. Top of the key, Rogers down the left side, trying to put it up, blocked in there by Norman. Rebound, McGlade, dribbled it off her ankle, came back to Rogers. She's going to go to the hole on Eisenman. It's up, no good. Rogers' own rebound back up, no good again. Rebound, Norman. Norman double team, bounces the ball to McGlade. Timeout Upper Arlington. They've scored 11 straight. They lead at 45-41. 5:55 to play in the fourth on The Voice. Thanks for being with us. Stay connected. (45-41) Upper Arlington in front of Lakota East on the strength of an 11-0 run here in the end of the third quarter stages and the beginning of the fourth. They were down 41-34 at one point, and Lakota East has lost the offensive touch here. Norman will bring it into McGlade. They are in there with Eisenman, Croxton, and Watchman for Upper Arlington. Right wing with it to Watchman. She's been a force in this second half. Out front to Norman, back door to Watchman. She's covered up down there, lost the basketball, comes out in the left corner to Eisenman, who throws it away promptly to Rogers. Rogers coming back, giving chase Norman. Rogers goes by her, flips up the layup, no good. Rebound on the floor, they tie it up. The arrow will point toward Upper Arlington. And it isn't that Lakota East hasn't had some chances, Fuzz. They've had some opportunities here as Rogers is a little slow to get up after that altercation underneath. They just haven't hit some point-blank shots that are the difference right now in the game.
Yeah, Rogers has had some pretty good looks in this fourth quarter and late in the third quarter. Just hasn't knocked them down.
Now coming into the forecourt with the basketball, this is McGlade. McGlade bouncing it on the right wing. Foul line extended to Croxton. Right elbow with it to Norman. Norman cross court on the left wing. Getting it now to McGlade. She'll bring it back out front. 5:15 to play in the fourth. Lakota East needs a play here. Here's Watchman down the right side of the lane to Eisenman. Eisenman back out front to McGlade between the circles. High on the left side to Croxton. Croxton at the top of the key to the right elbow. Veers to the right wing. Now down to the right corner. The right baseline. Right elbow back with a pass to Eisenman. Backhand pass top the key to McGlade. Three on the way. No good. Rebound Catron of Lakota East. Out there to Satterwhite. Satterwhite into the front court. And a timeout for the Thunderhawks. 4:51 to play in the fourth. Upper Arlington 45, Lakota East 41 on The Voice. Stay connected. Lakota East gets a quick timeout in, and now they will see what they can do to try to get things turned around offensively. It's been a tough second half after that 41-34 lead in the third quarter. Now with the basketball, they will take it to the left block, and after it comes in to Satterwhite, she tries to put it up. It's no good, but Eisenman will be charged with the foul. Her second, fourth team foul. And going to the line at line right is Satterwhite. Her shot is up and good. She has 9, 45-42. That breaks the 11-0 run by Upper Arlington. Another opportunity here. Line right. Satterwhite's shot is up. Good. Satterwhite with 10. 45-43 in favor of Upper Arlington. They will bring it inbounds from Norman to Eisenman, back to Norman, and now to McGlade in the backcourt. McGlade against Philpot, coming back the other way into the forecourt, high on the right side. On the right wing to Croxton, out front to Norman. Lobbing in the paint to Eisenman. They isolate her. She puts it up. She missed the shot. Check that. Panzica did a pretty good job defensively. The rebound comes down to Lakota East, and in the right corner at the other end, Rogers with an air ball three, no good. Rebound McGlade. McGlade coming out of there to the forecourt. Long pass down to Watchman. Watchman put it up, no good. Rebound Rogers. She was too far into the basket. Rogers ahead with it up the near side, left to right into the forecourt. This is Philpot. Philpot back outside to Rogers. Rogers on the left wing with it to Panzica. Panzica in the left corner to Kim Bloomer, who's now in the ball game for Lakota East. Now with it to Philpot. Now to Nia Thomas. Drives, puts it up on the run, no good. Well, they signaled it went in, but it did not. So that will go against Croxton. Her third, team's fifth, line right, Nia Thomas, 74% free throw shooter for Lakota East. Shot is up and no good.
They got up on the board, that's her fourth foul.
All right. Shot is up, no good. Rebounds far in the left corner to Panzica. Tried to go back in the paint with it, knocked away and stolen. This is Sam Rogers. Rogers into the forecourt, high on the left side, left wing with it to Croxton. Three ball, good. Croxton with 8. Timeout, 3:47 to play in the fourth quarter, 48-43 Upper Arlington. We'll take the break on The Voice. Thanks for being with us. Stay connected. (48-43) Upper Arlington. They were down 41-34 before scoring 11-0, and they've controlled the game since then. 3:36 to play here in the fourth quarter. Out front, Thomas, top of the key, line lane drive, left hand off the glass and good. Nia Thomas didn't fool around that time. She took it right to the hole. It's 48-45 Upper Arlington. Here comes McGlade into the front court now to Norman. Norman between the circles. Norman will work the basketball against Kim Bloomer of Lakota East. High on the left side, top of the key with it to Eisenman. Eisenman will work it right wing now, getting it over to McGlade. McGlade out top to Watchman. Watchman high on the right side to Croxton. Croxton looks inside, nothing there. Back out front to McGlade. 3 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, and Upper Arlington with the ball leads by 3. Top of the key, Eisenman, right wing with it to Croxton. Going to drive to the basket on the run. Shot blocked, but a foul in the process. Rogers and Panzica were both there. Panzica's going to get the foul. That's her first. Team second. Line left. Free throw on the way by Croxton, no good. And it remains a one-possession ball game with 2:52 to play. Satterwhite in, White in, Thomas out, Bloomer out for Lakota East. Two unranked teams putting on a pretty good show at the Classic today. Shot on the way, good as it bounced around and rattled around for Croxton. She has 9. It's 49-45 now in favor of Upper Arlington. Front court, Lakota East. This is Rogers. Rogers directing traffic out front, works her way high on the right side beyond the arc, goes back out to Satterwhite through her hands, but she tracks it down at the center circle. Satterwhite with the basketball, works it on the right wing to Rogers. Rogers looks inside. There's the high post at the right elbow. Shot up by White is no good. Rebound Eisenman. Now to McGlade. McGlade into the forecourt. 2:18 to play in the fourth quarter. Right wing Norman drives the paint, puts it up. No, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line. The foul will go against, I believe, Philpot. That is her second. Tristan Philpot second is the team's third, and Andy Norman at line left. Headed to Dartmouth to play her college basketball, a 6-foot senior. Averaging 13.3 a game. She has 8 so far today. The free throw is good. Hits the front iron, kisses the glass, and drops through. She has 9. 50-45 Upper Arlington. 13-1 coming in. The shot, good. Norman into double figures with 10. 51-45, and they are on a 17-4 run right now. Into the front court, Satterwhite driving to the basket, right side of the lane, underhand scoop up, no good. Eisenman goes down, hits her head, I believe, and she's going to be called for the foul. That's her third, the team's 6th. But Eisenman comes back up. Apparently she's all right. With 2:05 to play in the fourth quarter, 51-45 our score. Cincinnati, Mount Notre Dame, and Clyde on deck here for game number 2 of day number 2 of the Classic in the Country Challenge. Candace Satterwhite, 5'9" junior, puts it up and in. She has 11 on the day and cuts that lead back to 5. 2:05 to play, and they're going to mop up a little bit where Eisenman went to the floor to get rid of the perspiration, and now another opportunity. White 3 on the back of the all grayish charcoal outfit, I guess would be the right color. She missed a shot, rebound Eisenman. Tried an outlet pass that's knocked away by Satterwhite out of bounds, but it will be Upper Arlington ball. 2:02 to play in the fourth. Upper Arlington leads by 5, and for Lakota East, they just need a play here. They'll bring it in to McGlade, who's been steady on the ball handling duties today. For Upper Arlington, front court, line, lane, whistle, foul. Philpot gets number 3, her 4th. Minute 55 to play in the fourth. Not a bad play because they only have 14 fouls. So if they're going to put Upper Arlington on the line, they got to start bumping that total up. So you might as well take a chance if you're Lakota East, and they did. Banzika comes out of the ball game. Ball comes in to Norman. Norman dribbles out, left side, puts it up from 17, no good. Rebound tapped around several times, still loose, and then a whistle. Timeout. That's an interesting timeout being awarded because it didn't appear that anybody had control of the ball, and that's exactly what Larry Sykes is arguing for the Thunderhawks. But it's timeout nonetheless for Upper Arlington. They'll keep it 51-46, a minute 47 to play in the fourth. We'll take the break. Back in a moment. Stay with us. Upper Arlington brings the ball back in play now. 51-46, they lead it with a minute 42 to go. Out front, Croxton with the ball in there with McGlade, Eisenman, Norman, and Watchman. High on the left side, this is McGlade. McGlade working top of the key, getting rid of it now out front to Croxton. Croxton to Norman. They're trying to eat some clock here, up 5, a minute 22 to play. High on the left side, Watchman. Watchman with a basketball, working left wing, left of the lane, tried to go across the lane and is fouled as she tried to deliver that pass by Satterwhite. Satterwhite's second, team's 5th, ball out of bounds to Upper Arlington with a minute 15 to play. Upper Arlington trying to smother the clock here and come away with a win today. Looking, getting it in, knocked away by White, and no one was there to be able to grab it for Lakota East. It'll be Upper Arlington's ball again. Upper Arlington, baseline left underneath their own basket. This is Watchman, lobbing it high out front to Croxton. On the right side, Thomas going for the steal, knocked it away, it's loose, and it comes up to Philpot. Now to Rogers, now Rogers into the front court for Lakota East. On the left side to Thomas, Thomas back outside to Rogers, long 3 off the front of the iron, no good. I'm not sure that's the shot that Larry Sykes wanted. The rebound down to Croxton, and a whistle and a foul against Lakota East. this foul will be called against Thomas. Nia Thomas gets her third. That's the 6th with 55.7 to play. The next one puts Upper Arlington on the line. White went for the steal against Eisenman and drew foul number 7, her third personal. We'll go to the other end, and now it comes down to whether Upper Arlington can hit free throws. If they can get on the bus a winner. Croxton out, Blevins in for Upper Arlington. Line left, this is Eisenman. She's had a nice day. 14 points in the ball game. She's been busy at the line too. The shot is up, it is no good. The rebound to Watchman. Watchman of Upper Arlington got it, and now they'll run the clock some more. Out front to McGlade. McGlade dribbling, getting it left side to Blevins. Blevins, couple of dribbles, hands it back to McGlade on the left wing. Brings it all the way back out front. What a pick by Norman at midcourt as she drops Rogers, and a whistle to stop play. Norman was waiting on her to pick her off so McGlade could keep the dribble drive alive. And 51-46. Wow. That is a big time pick. No evil intent on the part of Norman. She was just trying to get her guard free of the pressure. But wow, when she came to the middle of the court, it was down immediately for Rogers. Norman did not move. And so they'll take a look at Rogers and make sure she's okay. 37 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. 51-46 in favor of Upper Arlington. And essentially, McGlade was just coming from the left wing back out front. Rogers was a dog on her defensively, and Norman was standing there waiting on her. Arms across the chest to set the pick. And Rogers just flat out never saw her. And that's what adds as much to the pick as anything else. It's one thing if you see the pick coming and you get clipped on the way, but that was a blindside. She never saw that pick coming. Her attention was on the dribbler McGlade at the time, and so I think that added to the fact that she was stunned by the contact, because 1 minute Norman's not there, the next minute she is.
And Rogers only plays one speed. She's
right.
All out, full go all the time, and we've seen the replay. She was flying whenever she ran into her.
37 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. They're still checking Rogers out there. And we won't even begin to speculate. But she took a shot. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And while they look her over, we'll take the break. It's 51-46 Upper Arlington. 37 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Hopefully Rogers will be up and all right when we come back on The Voice. Stay connected. they've got Sam Rogers sitting up now, and I saw a couple of smiles down there, so I think they're getting her squared away. They're just being very careful. I saw at least one gentleman in that circle down there tapping his neck like that's what they're concerned about, but that's strictly just guessing from what we saw.
So they were definitely, when they sat her up, making sure her head didn't move.
And she's now on her feet, and I think she's going to be all right. They're talking with her, and they will bring her to the bench. She's a little unsteady, and but I think she's going to be all right. They got her over to the bench area under a trainer and doctor's care. I might add that Highland had a trainer and a doctor out there working with her, so she was in good hands, and hopefully Sam Rogers, a sophomore for Lakota East, will be okay. 51-46 Upper Arlington, only 37 seconds left in the game. And now it'll be brought in bounds to Watchman, who waits to be fouled, and they're not fouling her. They give it out front now to McGlade. McGlade to Watchman, and now she'll be fouled by Philpot. But they let a lot of time go off the clock there. Her fourth, team's eighth. And I think a lot of that's just the unsettling of seeing their teammate perhaps down for that long, but they're checking her out down on the bench. The shot is up and no good. Rebound in the paint, and guess who got it? Watchman again, and she's fouled again. Tell you gotta like the way Watchman plays. She does not slow down. She moves without the ball. She plays defense all the time, and she's always battling for a rebound. The foul on White, that's Aaron White, her fourth. The shot is up and good by Watchman.
And those 3 threes she made in the second half is what got them this lead.
Turnaround factor, no question. 52-46, shot up and good. Watchman, now timeout for Upper Arlington. Watchman with a 17-point day and leading a come-from-behind effort by Upper Arlington with 25.6 seconds to play, 53-46. Back in a moment on The Voice. Stay connected. Now we will go with Lakota East down 7 with 25 seconds to play. Satterwhite's going to get the ball into Philpot. Philpot into the forecourt, dribbles all the way to the left wing to the left corner, looking, bouncing it inside to Thomas. Thomas dribbling between two defenders, puts it up with the right hand off the glass, no good. And it's rebounded by Eisenman. She will be fouled by Thomas and will go to the other end, and it's 53-46 with 11.9 seconds to play. Upper Arlington about to notch win number 14. And they earned it. They were down 41-34, and they scored 11 in a row to put themselves right back in the ball game, and Lakota East just couldn't answer that charge. Here's the shot up and in by Eisenman. Speaking of good days, 15 points on the day for her, 12 rebounds on the day for her, and 5 of 9 from the line. This shot is up and no good. Rebound Satterwhite. Satterwhite out of there quickly with 9 seconds to play, but it's a formality now. She'll go to the hoop, put it up, no good. Whistle and a foul. And Blevins just fouled out for Upper Arlington. 5.4 seconds to play in the ball game. We will do a quick wrap on this one because we're going to get into that next one pretty quickly. I do have a feeling to stay on schedule here at the Classic. Center White at line right. She's played well today. She has 11 points in the game. Puts it up, in and out, no good. Another opportunity. Shot on the way, no good. Rimmed out, comes down to Croxton. Croxton's going to be fouled by White, and she fouls out with 4.2 seconds to play. 54-46 Upper Arlington. They can literally shoot these free throws and head to the huddle. Line left. Kyle Croxton, shot on the way, in and out, no good. She'll get another opportunity. Mount Notre Dame and Clyde, Division I and II powers, are going to hook up in this next game. Shot on the way again, and it's good. Croxton with double figures with 10. Inbound the ball to Philpot, now to Satter White, 1 second to play. She's going to throw up a long three at the buzzer that's no good, and that'll do it. 55-46, Upper Arlington a winner. A quick break, a quick wrap, and then on to game 2 today on The Voice. Stay connected.